And here we have 12:25. This is an update, and Ethan wanted me to get some video for you guys here. And the last time he came here, he basically got a shot of like this. And so I'm just gonna go around and see what's happened in a minute here. Oh, go ahead.
Thank you.
Most of the volunteers are almost gone for today, but as you can see, the cab has been removed and it's sitting outside. We'll get that in a minute. Firebox. They told us at the meeting that most of the work inside with the ultrasound is done. They pretty much know what they gotta have repaired. And see in there, oh, it doesn't get a good shot, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's now exposed, and now the cab isn't there, so we won't be able to show people inside the cab. We'll be able to show the back head though when we give tours. And there's the firebox door. Basically everything has been taken off the back head pertaining to the cab, besides different pipes and the throttle parts. And there's the stoker. It's a better view of it now that the cab's gone. And here's some of the grading work that's being done on the outside, because of course now the jacking has been taken off the back end and they're able to start on the outside. And some numbers are already on there. And they told us in the meeting also that they did the preliminary needlepoint work, and a company came in and did it. They got pretty much the same numbers, and now they know it's pretty well competent what we get. We can do most of that ourselves. And this way, some of the, can't really tell because of the bad light, but yeah, here we go. Yeah, some the bars for the valve gear have been taken off here on the left side, and that's going to be worked on. And jacking still needs to be removed from this side. However, you saw earlier in the video, the sandbox has been removed thanks to our friends over at GLC, our good neighbors over there, mostly because their overhead crane got the cab off same way. And yeah, the tender, really there's nothing to be done on that. Just they unloaded the coal out of it early last year when they started working, got all the wire out of it, so it's pretty much done, especially since it's had that paint job. Still putting stuff on it though. Took the number boards off of the front of the engine when they started work on it. So other than that, the door has not been removed yet because it's still in winter, and I don't think they would want to do that at this time. The back of the shop, as you can see back there, still kind of got stuff in it, but that's supposed to be cleaned up by this summer, I think. Kevin Mayer was saying wants to turn that into our machine part of the shop. And see, inside there, the sheets still need to be knocked out where the tubes go in. The boiler's pretty much cleaned out. It was cleaned out by this fall, all the tubes and everything. Sanding was done, so they're pretty much, all the needlepoint work inside is pretty well finished, or close to being finished. The outside is all that needs to be done. We're looking at raising a whole bunch of money the next couple of years. We have to match that grant that is being given to us by the state. We're hoping to have most of the money for that by next month. So early April, before the state runs out of money, and they're not going to give anyone anything else. Also, I should show you up there. Yeah, you can see where the sandbox has been removed. The tubing for the sand still there, including the air. They've been covered, so no moisture can get in. And you can see some of where the jacketing has been removed. There's lagging there. It's being torn out from behind the tubes. And last year the Baker valve gear was rebuilt by, well, it wasn't last year, it was 2008. It was rebuilt by college students at Baker College here in Owasso. Thanks to them for helping out. But it's being retaken apart so we can work on them. And those of you who know about 765 getting roller bearings on its tender, we cannot afford that, especially since we're rebuilding the entire locomotive right now. So maybe in the future. Otherwise, we'll have to get Amtrak certification elsewhere, because that was still a topic. But for right now, that's not even on the radar. So just so everyone knows. And over here is the Money Mouse, the GE switcher that's usually used around here. Now heading out before we close up. We got the turntable. And we got some of GLC's units are sitting there. 396 or 395. And their yard. And over here, as promised, is the sandbox and the cab. On the right side, we have the Grand Trunk bunk car, which is being used as an office right now while we're doing the rebuild, and this is where it's got to be stored, on this track, the stub. So that's about it. Here's some more of the sandbox and what that looks like, and the bars for the connector between the tender and the locomotive are sitting here too. See inside there. Basically, where it curves around on top of the boiler. And finally, here's the cab. Here's the window the engineer looks out, and here's the fireman's side. So this is what's been removed. Pretty much had to cut around where they could. It fits in perfectly, as you can see with the back head that we saw earlier. So it's like a big jigsaw puzzle. The stand for the it's for the brakes would be there, and then the seats would be here where all the snow is. And the radio would go up here. They don't have the receiver set in here right now because they took that out. Cab light, the hatches, which are open. And yep, that's about it. Yeah, so the news is we're looking at a couple more years here, hopefully at the most. But once we get that grant, hopefully everything will go well. And that's about it. There are also, I want to mention that in the coming year there's got to be more events, and they raised a lot more money to help go to the rebuild of 1225 and matching the state grant. So hopefully we get that money and get this engine all done. As you can see, it's all in pieces, so they're not laying around at all. So don't believe the hype when you hear people say that's not going to be done. It's going to get done. It's just a matter of money. We got the volunteers, so yeah. Okay, that's it.